This trade proposal right here, I would say, it could make sense for the Clippers depending on how they go about the trade proposal. Now, this would be one between the Clippers and the Indiana Pacers. And in this trade proposal here, as you see, the Clippers would get Buddy Hield and the Indiana Pacers would get Terrence Mann and Ivica Zubac. Now, when you look at this proposal, it looks uneven. It's basically like a 2-for-1, giving away a 2-for-1. The Clippers get one and the Pacers get two. Now, me personally, I think Buddy Hield is one of those type players that could be a game changer for a championship caliber team because he does play a little bit better defense than what he did when he first came into the league. He is a little bit more savvy, a little bit more now in regards to, the way he goes about his business on the court. He is a really good knockdown shooter, high level knockdown shooter. And he has an edge to him. He has a little bit of a fearlessness to him that I think a lot of people don't know about because they don't get a chance to watch him enough on TV because he seems to always fall on teams that really don't get that much notoriety the way they could or should. At the time, I think when he was on Sacramento, they weren't no good, like based upon the way they are now compared to what they were at the time he was on there. They were not. They were basically a lottery team. They were not one of those teams where you would look at them and say they're a consistent playoff team because it was not much talent there. And being on Indiana, well, I think that says all on its own what that's about because that's just one of those situations where you're on a team like Indiana, the city supports you and all those type of things, but they're never really going anywhere. Championship is not going to happen in their future no time soon, I don't believe. And it's just one of those situations where you look at it and you kind of be like, well, Buddy Hield is good, but he's just on a mediocre team, so he gets lost in the shuffle and he gets forgot about. But he's one of those players that I think that underratedly can help a team go really far in the playoffs because with his knockdown shot ability and the way he commands, he's a threat on the floor at all times to be one of those lethal shooters that you don't want to leave wide open in the corner or anywhere on the floor or around the perimeter. He would help the Clippers tremendously. Now, in this situation, like I said, I never want to get rid of Terrence Mann because he's like the youth. He's like the future for the Clippers. And I see a lot in his game as far as the upside. But at the same time, for somebody like Buddy Hield, I would definitely consider swapping that out because Buddy Hield, is... like I said, he can give you a little bit more than Terrence Mann can give you offensively. And when you look at the Clippers defensively, the way they are, they have enough defensive pieces to make up for what Terrence Mann wouldn't be giving them if he did get traded. Because think about it, they got a defensive guy on the bench they don't even use in Robert Covington. Think about like that. I mean, they got a guy on the bench in Robert Covington who can guard position 1 through 5 any given night and can knock down threes at a pretty decent clip. I think he shoots a little bit higher of a percentage from the three than Terrence Mann does actually when he's on the floor. And then you look at all the other wing defenders they have, Nicholas Batum, Kawhi, PG, even Russ will go out there and defend at a pretty high level at times, play hard and give you everything he's got, So when you think about the Clippers, they have good defensive pieces all the way around the board. Their thing is mainly just having the right point guard in the position to, carry the ball and, handle the ball and not turn the ball over. And, maybe they can add somebody to space the floor a little bit more than what they, have now. I mean, maybe they can add that. But other than that, they really don't need much. They pretty much have everything they need to win it, So the Terrence Mann for Buddy Hield would be a good trade. They don't even, in my opinion, they don't even need to add Zubac. And adding Zubac might be a little bit too much, honestly, for the Clippers if they add him. Not unless, it's one of those situations where maybe they can pry somebody else, from that team. Maybe like, like a TJ McConnell or somebody like that. Maybe the trade will go through a little bit differently, but I really don't like the 2-for-1 thing. Clippers get back one guy, they give up two major, key components, role players. I don't really like that aspect of it, but I definitely wouldn't mind the Clippers having Buddy Hield. So it's kind of like a open situation there. I mean, of course, the Clippers, I wouldn't want the Clippers to get rid of two players that have value like that on the Clippers that they really rely on for a Buddy Hield that honestly, you never know whether he's a fit or not. I personally believe he would be 100% fit for the Clippers, but camaraderie, chemistry, and all that. You have to actually be there to see that, to know that. You can say, "Oh yeah, they got chemistry," all that stuff, but I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean they would. So I mean, that goes a long way too. So this is one of them challenging type of proposal trades, I would say, that's in the work for the Clippers, because I'm pretty sure the Clippers would love to have Buddy Hield, a shooter like that they can rely on, that would basically stick the knife right in teams' hearts whenever they try to make a run on the Clippers. Buddy Hield would be one of them shooters that would, basically shoot the game away, at times, what I'm saying, shoot the other team's lights out and put them away before Kawhi and them might even have a chance to, because if he's on fire, you just keep feeding him, because he's lock and load with that jumper. So my point is, this is a real tough one. Me personally, if the Clippers went through with it, I would be, I would be neutral with the trade mentally. I'd be neutral about it, but honestly, like I said, I would, I definitely wouldn't mind Buddy Hield being on the Clippers. That would be a real huge step up, for him and everything. And be good for Buddy Hield too, because like I said, he's always been on garbage, trash teams. He's never been on a team that's really, where he could really showcase his talent a little bit more. It's almost like a situation with Donovan Mitchell, even though Donovan Mitchell is a better player, I think, than Buddy Hield. But Donovan Mitchell being on the Utah Jazz those few seasons, it's like he never really got the notoriety or something like that he should have gotten. But now he's on Cleveland. Now he's dropping 70 points in a game and all this other stuff. You see Cleveland on TV way more than you probably do the Utah Jazz, unless you live in Utah or somewhere near there. So it's like, everything changes when you go to certain situations, you know what I'm saying? So I think a situation like this in LA would be ideal for somebody like Buddy Hield. So I would hate to lose Terrence Mann. Ivica Zubac, I'd hate to lose him too. But, the Clippers can find, another big man that can do what Zubac can do, honestly. When you think about it, they paid Zubac for 2-3 years for $30 million. They didn't give him no 80, 90, $100 million contract, because he's not that type of big man. So the services that Zubac gives you, the Clippers can go out and find that from, they can get a player like him from a team like Orlando or something like that. May not be quite as skilled as Zubac, but at the same time, whoever they might get, if they do trade Zubac, they might have some of Zubac's qualities, which is all they need, because they still got Mason Plumlee, who's a very good backup, who really, on some teams in the NBA, could be a starter. So, I mean, it all will work out either way. But I'm very interested to see how this trade proposal works out, or whether it turns into something reality. But either way, I'm definitely anticipating it. But leave any comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think, and we'll talk about it.